exercise, you're able to get very precise information around weakness in the business that needs to be addressed before ambitious goals can be developed. Organizational weakness that goes undetected will lead invariably to investments that are squandered on the wrong things. Therefore, strategic goals can be missed. So growth will be elusive, and leaders generally may not have good insight into some of the inner workings of the business, but the scorecard solves for that. Without that clarity, what often occurs, I've found, Dave, in businesses, there's a programmatic effect towards making investments. Employees in many companies call this the flavor of the month approach to leadership. It happens specifically when a leader lacks the data that the scorecard provides. Consequently, lots of things are tried, and that can suck up precious resources and not a particularly effective way to address organizational deficiencies.
Would you categorize the scorecard as a macro view of what's going on? The detail, I guess, is always available underneath, but it's just sort of something you can get a quick understanding of what the goal or the status of a certain situation is.
Exactly. There is a macro view, but it also contains a fair bit of detail.
Okay.
So if you think about those three macro capabilities that I mentioned earlier, strategy planning, the execution framework, and talent, those will receive a numerical score individually. But then to arrive at that numerical score, you will have looked at multiple subcomponents.
Right.
So, for example, in the execution framework, there might be, 15 to 20 very specific items that need to be assessed. And each of those will have their own score. That also, at the end of the day, gives the leadership team a roadmap. They'll know exactly where those weak spots are that they need to shore up.
Yeah, only because I'm hearing the echoing voice of my ninth grade algebra teacher, Mrs. Patakula, saying, remember to show your work.
Right.
Another question here. What do you find is the biggest mistake that leadership teams make when it comes to strategic planning?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned your ninth grade experience, because usually what gets missed is the senior team has not done their homework. It's almost like going back to school.
Sure.
There's research, assignments, there's a data collection aspect of planning that is critical. When a senior team starts with the off-site session as the planning process, they've missed it.